everybody. Okay, so I went and got, you can tell when they begin, the new ones, 30 cinder blocks. And we finished the pig enclosure. Look at this. Look at this. Hi, Francis Bacon. I call him Baby Bacon. It's a cute little name, Baby Bacon. Yes, I'm gonna put some T-posts here yet, probably 2 T-posts. Not super important for pigs because they really just go after the bottom part of the fencing to try to burrow out. But I want to make this enclosure where I can cycle pigs through here, goats through here, whatever I need to. And so definitely goats, you have to get that top part of the fencing secure. But I put a brick against the tree because I don't want the pigs rooting against the tree or pushing the fence into the tree. We like to keep these trees here. And as you can see, there's some beautiful sunny spots for the pigs, but there's also tons of shade. Absolutely perfect. And it wraps around slightly to the back of the barn so they can get into that shelter. But we are also putting in the shelter in this corner of the barn. There is going to be their inside shelter there. We just need to finish trimming that doorway out. I don't want the bare metal. I don't want the pigs to cut themselves on the bare metal. And so we are going to trim that with wood and then put the fencing on the inside, and then they can go into that corner of the barn as they need to as well. But some of the pigs are goofy and they like this outdoor enclosure really well as well. And so I put tons of hay and straw, and it's got a little bit of a lifted floor in there, so they stay plenty dry. It's really nice, and sometimes they like that outside shelter even more than the inside. Though the inside, it's concrete on the floor, so gosh, that's got to feel good in the summer. One thing, when you put in the gates, I highly, highly recommend, especially for pigs and horses, really, that can lift from the bottom, put that bottom one up like that, and then the top one goes down so that when they try to lift the gate up, they can't because that top one is going to stop them. So some people put them both like that on the bottom, and then the animal can really just lift the gate up and off the hinges and then get out. Now, people will ask why I didn't put a latch on this 4x4 post. Pigs are so incredibly strong, and they can push that gate and bend that latch, and then they're out. So we're using heavy chains for now until I think of a better idea. Heavy chains, you can see a carabiner down there holding that heavy chain. To keep the fence against this 4x4, I went ahead and used just this easy bracket. I love those brackets. I do need to tighten up the bolts just a bit. I just hand tightened them for now. We wanted to get the pigs into this enclosure. I have to go somewhere this afternoon, and I don't want the pigs getting out. My husband's home this afternoon. The last thing he needs is to be chasing pigs around. And so I wanted this enclosure to be absolutely pig-proof. Now, on the far end, you can see there's a fallen tree, and we use that to our advantage with the pigs. When they root up and they run into something, their eyesight's horrible, but when they root up and under that fence and run into something, they'll stop. And so they can't lift the fence high enough over that tree, and so that tree just really acts as a bunch of cinder blocks on the outside of the fencing that they can't move because they can't move that tree. Now, on part of it, I didn't have enough cinder blocks, 30 cinder blocks, and I didn't have enough. We use logs, and the same concept as that tree there, those logs, if they root up under that fence and they hit those logs, and these logs are hefty hickory logs, they're not moving them, they'll stop, and so they can't burrow out that way. And there was, oh my goodness, find your mama, baby goat. Find your mama. You can hear that baby goat in the background. Oh, it's the itty bitty baby. And this is just, we cleaned out this whole area, so I've got to load all this stuff in the trailer to take to the dump. But let's see the baby. Oh, look at there. Mom's coming running. Look at Mom and older sister. Oh, look at her. She's going to run and nurse. Bet she's going to nurse. Mom, 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 Mom. Really? Not going for the udder. I guess she's not hungry. Look at that. Mom, older sister from last year. That's Stormy. Yeah. And Blizzard. There we go. All right. Okay, so we're going to load up all the trash in the trailer. There's their feed bin right there. We're going to put that in. They've got really nice fresh water, and of course I put that close to the fence here so I can refill that, and I just scrubbed out their water thing. So I just really love back here how much shade there is. There is just an incredible amount of shade. It's a safe place for the chicks to go to be protected from the fox and things like that. So I'm just really loving this area, but yet they still have that sun to bask in the winter months. They won't need it so much in the summer months. But on the other side of that enclosure, it wraps around the barn, is a little bit of a shallow spot, and that is a really good place for them to wallow in the mud. When it rains, that'll fill up really nice with mud. They will dump this water out, I can guarantee you, to make a mud hole right around this area. We refill that water all the time. That is our smartest pig right there. His name is Oh No, and that stands for Oh No, because he is the one that will come after me. And look, he is our smartest pig. He is looking for a way to escape. And if he escapes anyway, I'm going to guarantee you he'll move those blocks from the fencing and go through that hole in the barn and then out the front of the barn, if he escapes anyway. But I don't think he's going to escape out of this enclosure. I did a lot of work on this enclosure, and I really just don't think he's going to escape. But that's Oh No. And then we have Francis Bacon is the little pig, and the spotted Juliet is Petunia. And then, of course, we all know Mr. Big over there. But look at Oh No. He's like, oh, can I get out? So yes, so this is the updated pig enclosure. And what we're going to do is every month we are going to buy another cattle panel and another set of, let's see, it takes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It takes 12 cinder blocks to go the length of a cattle panel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yes. 16-foot cattle panel takes 12 cinder blocks, about, yes, yeah, that's not a broken one, yeah, 12 cinder blocks. So every month we are going to buy a cattle panel and 12 cinder blocks, and we're going to enlarge their enclosure. This is the only enclosure that is small like this, and so the other ones, we have 5 other enclosures that are huge, and but they're not pig escape proof. So we are going to enlarge this enclosure, or we're going to add on, and then we can just cycle them through one enclosure to the next when they eat stuff down, rotationally grazing, that kind of thing. The only thing is they always need a shelter, so we'll always have to somehow come back to that. So we'll see, we'll get creative, either just add on to this enclosure or make a separate one right next to it that has a gate that we can cycle them in and out as needed. So yes, that's our plan every month. If you want to help out with that plan, patreon.com, there's a tier for enclosures, like building on to enclosures of the homestead. Just subscribe to that tier and you can make that happen. It's going to happen regardless, so you can help that happen. So yeah, we are big on enrichment for the pigs. So of course I do 2 5-gallon bucket full of nuts and things like that into their enclosure every day. And we put tons of garden weeds and things like that. Our table scraps get split out between them and the chickens. And so, plus they get their pelleted formula and they get lots of hay. So yes, our pigs are very, very happy. And come summer, we'll freeze a lot of things. We'll freeze berries and herbs inside of ice blocks for them to get through. And they will love that, and it'll help keep them cool in the summer like it does for our chickens. So you guys have a great day, and remember, do what you can with what you have wherever you are, because homesteading can happen anywhere, no matter if it's in the city, the country. It really doesn't matter, folks. You guys have a great day. Bye-bye.